Hey everyone, how are you today? Welcome to my Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Christine Bongiovanni, and I am a certified life coach that helps people break the chains to all of the stuff that they're holding on from their past so that they can move forward and create the dreams that they've been dreaming of getting to, but just haven't been able to. And today we're going to talk about blame. So, when we blame someone, we assign responsibility for our feelings to somebody else. That literally means that you're giving somebody responsibility for how you feel. And that's super disempowering. So, let's see. So it often comes from a negative emotion like anger or jealousy, frustration. And we say that the other person is making us feel this way. I hear this a lot with my clients. Some of the things I might hear is, if my husband wouldn't look at other women, I wouldn't be jealous. Or if my kids would just do what I tell them to do, I wouldn't get angry. If the people in my office just wouldn't put candy on their desk, I wouldn't get frustrated about sticking to my diet. And that's putting your power in the hands of somebody else, your husband, your children, your coworkers. So that's why it takes the power away from us. We are blaming them and we're trying to change the people around us. But the wonderful thing is that we can change without trying to change the other people. So now I want to explain the difference between placing responsibility on somebody versus blaming somebody. So you could make somebody responsible for something, like they stole my purse, they didn't show up for the date, they picked me up late. You could say that so and so had candy on their desk. That's just a fact. They're not responsible for you eating it, right? They were responsible for putting it there, and that's totally fine. Or the husband, you could say that he did look at some other woman, but that doesn't mean that it needs to make us feel jealous, right? And then the last example was the children. The children might have been responsible for making what you're calling a mess in the house, but it's your responsibility to manage your thoughts and your feelings around that and not putting blame on the children. Yeah, because blame is claiming that the other person's action makes us feel a certain way or do certain things, where responsibility is just the fact that, maybe your husband didn't take out the trash or the kids left the toys sitting out. Blame is when we're claiming that the other person's action makes us feel a certain way or do certain things, and that's never true. We are 100% responsible for all of our feelings and all of our actions. We are the cause of how we feel 100% of the time. And it's always because of a thought that we have. And this takes a while to truly sit and understand. And for me, it's come in layers. I have noticed lately that it's so much easier for me, like I'm feeling a certain way about a situation. I can just say, Chris, It's because of what you're thinking about that situation. And so then I can kind of break it down and see what I'm doing, seeing what the thought is that's causing that feeling for me. So I'm going to repeat that again. We are the cause of how we feel 100% of the time. And it's always because of the thought that we have about our circumstance. It's never the circumstance itself. We always have a specific thought about it that, and we can have multiple thoughts about it that create different feelings and different actions. So think about the times when someone said something and we say that it made us feel a certain way. The reason it made us feel a certain way is because we made what they said mean something. So we have a thought about what they said. They might say, dinner tastes really good tonight. And you might hear that in a whole different way, where you take that to mean that dinner really didn't taste that good. And so you can't blame that person. They just said words. You're the one who's in control of how you feel about that. And so there's so much freedom here. It's because we don't need to change those other people, which is totally impossible, right? I mean, you could try. I've talked about this in the past. You could try, but it wouldn't feel all that good, and they wouldn't be doing it on their free will, right? And that attempt to change, control our surroundings in order to change how we feel, there's a word for that. Besides being controlling, codependent. You're like trying to manipulate everybody so that you feel good. So in the opposite, we are also not responsible for how others feel, which is super freeing. We do not need to change our behavior in an attempt to change how others feel. Some people will be upset by good choices that we make, and that's okay. So I hope that helps. It's just a little bit about blame, and it might help for you to think about some of the people that you have put blame on for feelings that you have. Maybe think of some people, write them down, and then the feeling that whatever they did, how that made you feel, and pay attention to how you're giving them power for that, and think about how you can think about the situation a little differently. You don't have to change the facts about it. So like your husband, maybe you're blaming him for making you angry because he doesn't ever take out the trash. So and this keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Been married 30 some years, let's say, and it still makes you angry. So in order to change, how could you think of it differently? How could you say, yeah, he's not going to take out the trash, and that's okay. It's totally okay. You still take it out and you still get angry at him. You're blaming him. Or you could just say, you know what? He's not going to take out the trash. I'm going to do it myself, and that's okay. Or you could politely ask him, hey, hon, could you take out the trash for me? Have you tried that and said it in a really nice way? He might take it however he wants, and that's okay. If you know that you're saying it in a nice, non-sarcastic way, then you've got freedom. So I hope this helps. I would love to talk with you one-on-one and do a free coaching session with you to talk about whatever problem it is that seems to be holding you back from your purpose in this life. You guys have an amazing day, and I will see you on the other side.